Right, so if I lost everything tomorrow, my audience, my business, my contacts, and every source of income, and I had 6 months to get back to £10,000 a month online, this is the exact path that I would follow. And I'm not saying that as someone who hit one good month and decided to start teaching people how to make money. Since the first time I made my first £10,000 in a month online, I haven't had a single month where I've made less than that. I've built and scaled 3 online businesses, one to 55,000 every month, another to 30,000 a month, and a third generated over 100,000 before I changed the offer. So I've seen what works across different offers, markets, and stages of online business. And if I was starting again from completely zero, I wouldn't start dropshipping. I wouldn't spend 6 months building on a course that nobody asked for, and I definitely wouldn't post content every single day with no idea how it was even going to make me money. I would follow the exact same process that took me from being a carpenter, earning 36,000 a year, to building online businesses that have generated me over £500,000 in the last 18 months. Now, I'm not promising everyone watching this will make £10,000 a month in exactly 6 months, right? That depends on how quick you learn, how much work you actually do, and which route you decide to take. But if you build these pieces in the correct order, £10,000 a month becomes a clear target instead of a random number that you're hoping to reach. So the first step isn't starting a business, it's becoming valuable. And this is the ladder. Now this is where most people completely fuck it up. Instead of becoming valuable first, they copy the finished version of somebody else's business. They see the audience, the offer, the team, the money, and the lifestyle, and they think they need to wake up tomorrow and become a business owner. So they create courses before helping anyone, post content without knowing who they're speaking to, or jump between dropshipping, trading, AI, crypto, and whatever the newest opportunity is without becoming genuinely good at fucking anything. Your first £10,000 a month normally doesn't come from one magical business model. It comes from building the right things in the right order. Skill, cash flow, proof, brand, offer, and scale. That is the ladder. I'm gonna walk you through it right now. But before I do that, I'm not gonna rinse off testimonial after testimonial. But what I don't expect you to do is take my word for any of this. For all you know, I'm just a random stranger that you've just seen on the fucking internet. But what I can say is we've helped over 100 lads build income online and change their entire financial situation with over 1 million in tracked client revenue generated. And if you want to see those receipts, the top 1% testimonial page is linked below this video. There's hundreds of screenshots, videos, and client results on there. But for now, let's start with the first step. The first step is learning a skill that somebody is willing to pay you for. If you're starting from zero, you do not need a business idea, thousands of followers, or some hidden talent. You just need to become useful. Businesses pay people who can help them make money, save time, or solve a valuable problem. And the closer your skill is connected to revenue, the easier it is to get paid. That's why if I was starting again, I'd learn sales, specifically appointment setting or high ticket closing, right? You don't need your own product, you don't need your own website, and you don't need an audience, and you don't even need to post content. You can work with somebody who already has the offer and leads, and then get paid to help them sell it. At the same time, you learn communication, confidence, objections, human psychology, and why people buy and why people don't. And those skills will eventually help you sell your own offer down the line. Now, sales isn't the only option. You can earn editing, content creation, copywriting, paid ads, or lead generation. But the principle is always the same. Learn something that creates a measurable result for somebody else. And if you already have a skill or a business, don't start again. Package what you already know and sell it. Your first goal isn't to look like a business owner, right? It's to prove that you can generate income outside of a salary. Now, step number 2 is creating cash flow. Once you've learned the skill, the next goal isn't £10,000 a month. It's your first £500, then your first 1,000, then your first month where you realise you can make money without relying on a fucking wage. That first bit of independent income changes everything because it proves that this isn't just something that other people can do. So don't spend 6 months learning in private, learn the fundamentals, then get into the market quickly. Apply for roles, reach out to businesses, offer your skill, get feedback, get rejected, and improve. You'll learn more from real conversations and clients than another 50 hours watching content like this. Your first income online isn't supposed to make you rich. It's supposed to give you proof, confidence, and experience. Now, step 3. Step 3, build proof. Then you start building that proof publicly. This is where a lot of people get it backwards. They post like an expert before they've actually done anything. You don't need to be making £100,000 a month before creating content, but you do need to be honest about where you are. If you're learning sales, document the process. If you book your first call, share what you learn. If the business made money, share the result. If you're getting in shape, show the journey instead of pretending that you're perfect. It could be your own transformation, a client result, or a problem you've solved. And every result gives you another reason for people to trust you. You're not saying I've mastered everything. You're saying I'm doing the work, getting results, and I'll show you what I'm learning. Once you have proof, you have something worth building attention around. Which brings me to step number 4, building your personal brand. This is where the personal brand becomes powerful. The skill makes you money, but the brand gives you leverage. It brings opportunities to you, builds trust before you speak to someone, which means you're not relying on cold outreach forever. But your brand doesn't need to be some polished influencer version of yourself. It's simply what you know, what you believe, what you stand for, what you're building, and the person you're actually becoming. Share the journey, the lessons, the mistakes, and the results. Give people a reason to follow where you're going. You don't need to pretend you've already made it. Documenting the process can be more relatable because the person watching this thinks, he isn't that far ahead of me, maybe I could do this too. And that answers one of their biggest questions. Am I capable of achieving this? As your proof grows, so does their trust in you. But attention by itself doesn't grow a business. You still need something clear for some people to buy. Which brings me to step number 5, building the offer. An offer isn't just saying I do coaching or I help people with social media. It solves a specific problem for a specific person and gives them a result they actually care about. Maybe you help businesses book more calls. Maybe you help creators improve their content. Maybe you help people get in shape. Or maybe you package the exact skill or transformation that you've already got proof around. Make the result clear, create a simple process to deliver it, and charge based on the value, not the hours it takes you. And this is where £10,000 months starts becoming less ridiculous and starts becoming a fucking standard. You don't need millions of followers. 4 clients paying you 2.5 grand is 10k. 5 clients paying 2,000 is 10k. The maths is very simple, but none of it matters if you can't explain the value and confidently ask people to buy. Which brings me to step number 6, sell and scale. Once you've created the offer, you need to learn how to sell it. Starting conversations, booking calls, understanding the person's problems, showing that the gap between where they are and where they want to be, and then explaining how your offer closes it. Every call teaches you what people care about, which objections keep appearing and how to improve the offer. Then, once you can sell and deliver consistently, you scale it. You improve the content, build a simple funnel, create follow-up systems, and hire people where it makes sense. At first, you are the skill. Then you build an offer around the skill, then a brand that feeds the offer, and eventually, you build systems and people around it, so it becomes an actual business without you in it. But one thing can accelerate this entire process or make every stage 10 times harder, which is your environment. If everyone around you hates their job, never trains, never takes risks, and thinks making money online is a scam, your goals eventually feel unrealistic. But when you're surrounded by people learning sales, building brands, creating offers, and making their first money online, it becomes fucking normal. You can ask questions, get feedback, learn from people only a few steps ahead, and build alongside people at your exact level. Your environment will not do the work for you, but it changes what you believe is possible, and that controls what you're willing to accept. And that's exactly why I built the top 1%. Not to throw more information into a course and leave you alone to figure out. I wanted to build an environment where ambitious men can enter at whatever stage they're at and follow the entire ladder, this ladder. If you're starting from zero, you can earn appointment setting or high ticket sales, create income and build proof while you learn. On the other hand, if you've already got a skill, a business or something valuable, you can build a personal brand, build the offer and the sales system around it. You can get your mindset right, get in shape and build alongside other men working towards the same goals. Because the goal isn't to stay at the top of the ladder forever. The goal is to use the skill, use that income to create freedom, and then build a brand and business that belongs to you. So whether it takes you 3 months, 6 months, or longer, the ladder stays the same. Learn a skill, turn it into cash flow, build proof, build your personal brand, build the offer, learn how to sell it, and then scale it. And surrounding yourself with people who make the process feel fucking normal. You don't need the perfect business idea, you don't need tens of thousands of followers, and you don't need to pretend that you've already made it. You just need to start at the correct stage and stop trying to skip the part where you become valuable. So if you want to see the people we've helped, the top 1% testimonial page is linked below. And if you want to follow this roadmap inside the top 1%, you can apply through the link in the description. But whether you join us or not, follow these steps in the correct order and your first £10,000 a month becomes a target you can actually work towards. And if I don't see your application in there, I'll guess to see you right here in the next YouTube video. Let's fucking have it.